Wow, welcome. We're back. We're live here on NECANN TV. My name is Mike Crawford. I'm the host of the Young Jerks, the award-winning Young Jerks show. We just won an award last night. We're not even on cannabis right now. We're just high on the community love today. I'm really happy. My name is Mike Crawford, as you can tell. We're here at NECANN. I have a guest from Jupiter. Is it Research?
Jupiter Research, that's right. Yep.
Jupiter Research, Patrick Mitchell. You're a director. What are you, of science?
Director of sales.
Of sales. Yep. Okay, not science.
Nope,
I'm sorry.
nope.
But this is a kind of a science company, right?
It is, yeah. So Jupiter Research is a technology and hardware company. We actually helped kind of co-develop, co-pioneer the C-cell technology. And C-cell is kind of the benchmark in the vaporization industry for cartridges, power supplies, pod units.
I'm like C-cell. I'm like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm so old school. I'm mostly still roll up the J's, roll up the joints.
Absolutely.
You know, so I do a little of the vapors, but I mean, vape is big now. So what? So you guys are behind the C-cell? What is that?
Yeah, so the guys that founded Jupiter came from the e-cig industry. They worked for a company called Enjoy, which at the time was one of the leaders in the space before Juul or any of this existed. They had started seeing a lot of interest from the THC space, from cannabis, and people were trying to repurpose this old e-cig technology, and it's just not what it was designed for. Obviously, THC oil typically being a lot thicker, a lot more viscous, and a lot of e-cig stuff being a lot thinner. It just didn't match up. And so they went to their manufacturer in China, said, you know, we'd really like to develop something specifically for this. And that's kind of where the development came of the C-cell technology. At this point, C-cell is kind of becoming this word that's synonymous with any core that uses ceramic in a vaporizer, and that's actually not the case. So C-cell is manufactured by one partner in China who makes their own core, and it's a totally different technology, and they just make the highest quality vaporizer. So that's what we sell and distribute.
So you sell and distribute these to stores? Like, what do you?
Yeah, so it's primarily brands, oil companies, distillation companies, fillers, processors. On the West Coast, just brand owners.
Dispensaries here?
Some dispensaries, yeah, but it's primarily fillers. So a lot of the products that you would buy in a dispensary may be in a Jupiter C-cell cartridge. It's never branded Jupiter C-cell, so you would never know that. But there's, the last that we heard, they think C-cell has more than 60-70% market share in the U.S. So a lot of the cartridges that you've ever bought or used are probably C-cell Jupiter.
Cool.
Yep.
And where are you guys located?
So we're in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
Yep.
And why did you decide to come to Boston for this?
Yeah.
NECANN event.
Sure. Honestly, it's one of the most exciting new markets for us. I came from Los Angeles. That's how I got into the space, where it's totally different. There's a million brands. They're all distributed very differently through dispensaries. Over here, all the vertical integration is really exciting. We like working with these big house of brands that are controlling everything from seed to sale is really cool. But beyond that, Massachusetts coming online for rec is a really big deal. And we just, we have a lot of partnerships up here that have gone really well this year.
Who are some of the partners you have up here?
So obviously, we're doing things with Acreage Holdings, Standard Farms. There was a recent merger acquisition with Tilt and Jupiter. So now we're working with them, which is their software company, Baker, their distribution company, Blackbird. All that runs out of a central office here in Massachusetts. And so this is just a big expansion for us this year.
Now, I should say that we're really a lot of people that follow my show and the Young Jerks know that I'm tight with Tito Jackson.
Okay.
I love Tito. I love Tashonda. Tashanda's been a part of our show for a long time. But there was a big story that came out from the Boston Globe and the Spotlight series about Tilt and some of the Acreage Holdings and some of the other companies. Do you have any comments or any? I don't know, just anything on that. Have you read it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I just recently saw it. And it's kind of surprising for me. Obviously, Jupiter acts a little bit independently, but from a Tilt perspective, one of their biggest focuses on compliance, following all the state regulations, specifically in Massachusetts. So what I've read, I can't really speak to any of the legitimacy of it, but from everything I know, kind of a surprise. I know that these guys take all the rules very seriously, and everything that we have to abide by is very strict. We always try to stay above board. We know that long term, that's going to make for the better business.
And so you work with Tilt Holdings, right? Or receive some financing?
Yeah, no, so Tilt, it was kind of a merger acquisition where they basically took over everything that Jupiter does, but we still operate very independently. And it's just because we've been on this really epic growth pattern and so they're very much letting us do what we do in that way. But there's a lot of crossover with their other companies. So we work with Baker, who's a software services company for dispensaries. They're introducing us to dispensaries, so we're rolling out a new retail product line. And then Blackbird for distribution, they're starting to warehouse Jupiter products. So although they're already going to dispensaries to drop off product or to growers and processors to pick up filled cartridges, now they can take them empty cartridges and just help the business flow a little bit easier.
Really?
Yeah.
They take the empty cartridges?
Yeah, absolutely. So
like
essentially,
recycling almost?
No, they'd be taking them. They'll take them blank Jupiter cartridges to fill.
I see.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Because I'm always on this recycling kick now with it. Because
Yeah.
I go to the dispensaries and I get all this. I come back. We were talking about this earlier. Come back with all this plastic.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what are we doing? Why do we have so much plastic in this?
It's one of the biggest initiatives for us, because these cartridges are essentially disposable. And so we're working with our factory now to find out how can these cartridges be broken down and recycled. It's something we don't have a solution to today, but it's a big priority in our company. We don't want to be producing more stuff that's going to go in the landfill.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we're working on it.
Because that seems like it'd be I imagine like, my issue is the plastic containers that the cannabis comes
Sure.
in.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that is just so easy to fix, but with what you're dealing with, I think it's probably going to be a little more difficult to
Absolutely.
figure out how to recycle and how to.
Yeah, so there's programs that we're working on to where consumers can get involved with hopefully recycling some of these products. It's something we look forward to rolling out as soon as possible.
And like Tilt Holdings too. Speaking of Tito Jackson, and I know that he wants to help a lot of people of color, and they're financing a lot of people of color. Do you want to speak on that at all? What Tilt does?
At the time being, can't speak a ton to it. We stay pretty much in our lane with Jupiter Research, but Tilt, they have tons of great initiatives going on, specifically up here in the Northeast. But they've got some huge expansion plans for this year, so I expect you'll see a lot more out of them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what is the future like? What for vaporizers? Is there anything we should be looking for? Like anything that's going to change? Like anything that's exciting? Like
we're working on some new development in a couple different markets. We have this heat not burn technology for flower vaporizing. That's something that's kind of been long runway. We'd like to work on moving forward. This year, I think you're going to see a lot of new form factors. The pod system is getting really popular, and I think that's because all these people are using 510 thread cartridges, but you can buy one brand's cartridge, one brand's power supply, and you can't really control the whole experience. So with these new pod systems, the pod only works with the appropriate power supply and allows you to control the experience, make sure you're getting the right voltage, the right flavor profile. So we're going to see a lot more of that. But we're developing, all new types of cartridges that we can't speak to yet, but later this year you're going to see some exciting stuff.
It's wild. It's crazy how much this changes all the time now.
Rapidly, yeah. And I think with Juul and with what's going on in the e-cigarette space, you're just seeing an explosion of popularity in vaporizers, which is very exciting for us. But we just want to continue to progress the technology. Cartridges, it's something that you can buy for pennies on the dollar, straight out of China, and you just don't know what's coming into that stuff.
That's right.
And at Jupiter CCELL, we really focus on
this is a big problem. People, even when you think you know what you're getting,
absolutely,
there's counterfeiters now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's fake CCELL and there's fake other brands, and but the biggest thing is that the stuff that you're buying from legitimate sources like Jupiter CCELL, there's so much QC that goes into this product.
It's like when you buy something from Amazon.
Right, exactly.
When you buy direct from Amazon, excuse me, you might, but when you buy something direct from Amazon versus one of their third-party resellers,
yes,
you know the difference.
Absolutely, so. and there really is. Some people think it's just if there's a brand name on it, that's all that it is, but it's not true. For us, huge quality control. We have a whole engineering team that researches our product. We even have staff on the ground in our factories in China that's actually Jupiter staff that's pulling stuff off the line and QCing it. So there's a big difference, and we put a lot of effort to make sure that what you're using in a Jupiter product is is the best product possible.
Now, you guys hiring in locally in Mass or?
So in Mass, we have sales reps obviously that work out here. We're going to be working with Blackbird on some distribution out here, but we try to keep most of our facilities currently in Arizona. Always hiring in Phoenix, so always looking for talented new people.
And what kind of jobs in Phoenix are you hiring?
Oh my gosh, it's top to bottom.
Science?
We actually do. We're looking for new people in our engineering department. We're moving into a new facility in May that's going to have a whole lab built out, so we can do R&D. So we're looking for more people in engineering, but we have a big branding department since we do a lot of custom cartridges. People in sales, business development. We're expanding pretty rapidly.
And when you say sales, like if someone's interested in that type of position, what kind of background? What are you looking for? Like when you're hiring someone, who's the typical candidate you hire?
We've hired from all different industries. Definitely doesn't have to be from the cannabis space. We can teach them that part. We're looking for a lot of B2B sales development. So my background was in the toy industry. So I worked in the toy industry, but with larger accounts, with Targets, Walmarts, Toys R Us. And as you know, in the cannabis space, the customer base is very varied. We're dealing with everything from people that are fresh out of gray and black market to highly capitalized firms. And so people that are willing to be open-minded in the space, hopefully have some sort of passion for cannabis and what we're doing, and honestly, just really strong B2B sales background.
It seems like there's a lot of brand new businesses every day too, so it's like there's always a lot to hunt, because I've done a lot of sales, and it just it seems like now I'm in the dog business.
Okay.
I mostly do dog walking. I'm in the media too, but mostly I do dog services, and it's so funny because we do a lot of meetings with people where it's almost like a sales call, the first meeting.
Yeah.
But it's not, because we always sell. It's like it's great when you're in a field where you decide if you want the sale or not.
Absolutely.
Half the time we're like, if we don't sell, it's because we walked away.
Right.
We decided we don't want it.
Yep. And that is the case with the cannabis space. And it's so exciting because there's so many brands trying out new approaches. They think that their idea is better than the others. And who's to say what's going to end up, the thing that rises to the top. So for us, we love working with new customers. Every time new branding comes across, we get really excited about what these people are making. It's one of the most exciting spaces you work in. And yeah, we love it.
Thank you for speaking with us today,
Yeah, absolutely.
Patrick.
Thanks for having me, and congrats on your award. We saw that last night.
Oh, yes, that was great.
Yep.
And tell us where people can find out more information on your company as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So JupiterResearch.com is our website. You can check us out on social media, on Instagram at Jupiter Research, and you can reach out to us directly through our website.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And have you been to Boston before? Is this your first time?
This is my first time. I used to go to New York and Philly a lot for work. My first time in Boston. I'm hoping to get out and see it, but the show's been great. People have been great. I'm happy to be here.
I'm glad you came.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Come back again.
I will. I appreciate it.
And we're speaking to Patrick. I want to make sure I get his name right. Patrick Mitchell.
Yep.
He's not. It says Tilt Holdings on his on your.
Yep. But here representing Jupiter Research.
Jupiter Research.
Yep.
I want to make sure I get it right.
Absolutely.
I kept thinking it was Juniper, but it's Jupiter.
Jupiter Research.
Jupiter's easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like the planet.
It's a planet.
It's a planet, Mike.
Yeah, right.
Jupiter Research. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you, Patrick Mitchell.
Thank you, guys.
Again, I'm Mike Crawford with the Young Jerks. We're here with NECANN TV. We're going to take a quick break and come back with some more guests. I think they may even interview me, too. I don't know. There's so much going on over here. I love the crew we have. Disrupt Boston, NECANN TV. I keep seeing Jeff Lawrence running around in this building, and he's got as big of a smile as I do. And he tells me he's never seen me smile like this. I don't think I've seen him smile like this before, so it's awesome. We're having a good time. We'll be back. NECANN TV.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.